How I've personally experienced homelessness is through my brother, who lives on the streets here in San Antonio. He was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia as a young teen, and that has really affected his choice to live this way. Due to his illness, mental illness, it makes it difficult for him to live with people and to deal with people on the daily. And he says that as a homeless person, nobody really pays attention to him anyway. They shy away, they look away, they never want to make eye contact. And so he says that makes it easier for him because he doesn't have to have that interaction. Coping with him being on the street becomes harder, but if I can't help him, I try to help someone else. 1/3 of Americans are one paycheck away from living on the streets. My first thought is, who didn't teach them how to manage and to budget better? And then my next thought was, why can't I?
I kind of left home early, and I was out on my own, and I wound up in a place called the Glen. It's a certain part of town. There's different parts of it. It was a pretty rough part, and the place I was staying at, it was a house. I found myself, sleeping on an old beat up box spring. Not the mattress, the box spring. Every day was kind of like a wrestling match for that piece of bread that doesn't have a piece of mold growing on it. I was grateful to have a roof over my head, but I knew I couldn't stay there long. Plus, I was like right out of high school, so I couldn't really get a job. I was still trying to finish school. And so when they went on vacation, I came back from summer school and I found all my stuff, the little stuff I had outside in boxes. So again, I was out on my own. And I made a choice to join the military, but yeah, it was some scary times, not having the shelter over your head, not having the safety of that. First of all, you have the desire to get out of there, and because it's very easy to get depressed and anxious and all these other things, and it's easy to stay in that mindset, and then it just snowballs from there. So first you got to know, hey, I got to get out of this mess, start putting together a plan, start thinking about, okay, what are the things I can change, and then change them. First, maybe it's the attitude or something like that. I mean, even Dwayne Johnson, I remember he was talking about one time he had $7 in his pocket. He was flat broke. He said he knew two things. He said, number one, he was broke and he knew it. And number two, he wasn't going to stay there.
There's through your volunteer work, there's also through different organizations like the Salvation Army and Goodwill, who help educate the homeless and help them with interviewing skills and finding clothing. Then we have to look at those who are on the street, not due to lack of work, but more due to mental disorder. Like my brother, who chooses not to be medicated because of how it makes him feel. He doesn't fit into society. With a genius IQ, and then you throw paranoid schizophrenia on top of it, it becomes very difficult to live within the mainstream. And society has a stigmatism towards people who don't fit into the mainstream, especially those with mental disorders. So I think we need to educate society, and I think that we need to develop better medications. We need to develop better institutions to help those with mental disorders, to help try to integrate them into the mainstream. And then, even if that's not possible, you can look at different places that are opening tiny house communities for the homeless. 100 square foot homes developed specifically for them, so that they can at least get a leg up towards ending homelessness. One of the main things that we need to do to help the homeless is to understand that they all need to be treated with respect. So often when I see people walking down the streets and they see a homeless person, they step away, they look away, they ignore. These people deserve dignity. They deserve respect. We should all be giving them that dignity and respect, because it could be us next, right there on the street next to them.